Hello, my name is Ana Maria Tudor and I have a word for you. The enemy's power is blurring. It goes off. The enemy's power is blurring. It goes off. And I had a dream, some personal stuff, but I also got Exodus 12, which contains the Easter and the dying of the firstborns of Pharaoh. And I remember the verse that I used recently from Genesis 49:3, I think, about the firstborn of Jacob, who was his strength, his power, and the first in being worthy. And I was thinking how God deals with generational things, powers, natural powers, strongholds from generations. And the firstborn has also the great strength of his parents, not necessarily from God, and also the best, I don't know if to say gifts, but the most blessed. I don't know if it's the most blessed. From experience, I saw that the ones that are managing very well are the youngest, so not the firstborn. But the firstborns have to fight with the natural stuff that they receive through the bloodline, and he has to be redeemed to bring blessings upon him and upon the others, and to start a new blessing instead of the curses that were there. And when somebody is hurt, it's like it has a very strong stronghold, exactly like the power of the devil, who says, I will be like the Almighty. And he also can use scriptures as Pharisees did, and for God to find that person in his true heart, for God to find his heart, he has to beat this stronghold. And God says that he's doing this right now. He's blurring the strength of the enemy, his power, his worthiness. It will go off. So it applies to people, as I said, firstborns, but it also applies to the enemy, who gives his best against you and against any work of God and against any presence of God. And also there it says in that chapter 12, it says that the Israelites asked for vessels of from gold and silver and clothes. So, and they received favor, and the Egyptians gave them those things. So they were let go, but not only that, but they went with abundance out. And I remember that it goes in line with what I said yesterday. I felt that the Lord was saying that He will give you abundance. And abundance, yeah, you receive the abundance, it's like he gathers. You remember, like, the unrighteous gathers riches, but he doesn't enjoy them because they get to the righteous one. So it's kind of like the same. So it matches the abundance word. So it is not only that the power of the enemy is blurring and it goes off, but you will also go out in abundance. That was all about, and that's amazing. And this goes very well with the word that I didn't get to say it, which was about restoration, and actually much more than this. Very amazing, because if the ransom, that ransom found, when God pays with the unfaithful for the faithful and with the unrighteous for the righteous, I was thinking that was at the beginning of the April month. I was remembering who was the person in my situation with whom God should have paid for me, and I realized that God also gave me like the indication, or how can I say, to pray for that person. So I was like, okay, if God pays with that person, if God says he will pay with that person, but I have to pray for that person, who will pay actually? Who will pay? Like, how will God redeem in this situation? Which will be the payment? And I realized that the devil will be the payment. And there is that verse in Proverbs which says that when the enemy is caught, he has to give everything that he has stolen, even everything that is in his house. And he says something with 7 times more, and I was like, wow. So he's like, if the payment is not realized in like the simple way, okay, with the unrighteous for the righteous and with the unfaithful for the faithful, if the payment is like, it goes higher, like the ones who causes all the troubles is the devil. So if it goes higher to him, that means it goes higher in reward. And that's amazing, because that's about vision, and that's about the ministry. And like when the devil has to give everything that is in his house, that is actually a point of starting a ministry. And I'm sure you know examples of many people that are known, like Christians that are known in their ministries. They also had a rough past. So, this is verified in reality. And I didn't get to say that message, which is really amazing, because it means like great reward, a great thing that God will do when you have to actually pray for those people that should pay. God should pay with something like that. And it reminded me of the story of Job, and he received double when he prayed for his friends who didn't understand what he was going through. They were finding faults in Job because they thought that you might have seed That's why God is guiding you through all this. So yeah, even if he lost it a lot, he gained so much more together with knowing God. Amazing. So back to today, I was like, I had to say this, that the power of the enemy is blurring. It goes off. And even though I'm tired, I was like, I'm not saying this message today, but I was like, it feels like the atmosphere needed to hear this, because otherwise I feel like searching for something else spiritual. And I realized that the fact that the power of the enemy is blurring for me because I'm not saying it. So that's why the atmosphere has to hear this. And I'm trusting that the Lord of the hosts will act because of that, because of this. Why? Because like the hosts of God are angels, are sun, moon, and stars, and also the whole creation, if you look for the meaning of the word. So when I'm saying this in the atmosphere, when I'm saying what God told me, this will be heard in the atmosphere. And I believe that the hosts of the Lord will be mobilized to work together for the will of God to be accomplished on the earth today. So blessings. Bye. See you soon. And his will be done as in heaven, so on earth. And we are his messengers here to say his word, like to declare it, to be heard, and to prepare in this way, to prepare the way for the Lord to come and act with his hands. Bye. See you soon.